You do not have to be me in order for us to fight alongside each other. I do not have to be you to recognize that our wars are the same. What we must do is commit ourselves to some future that we can include each other and to work toward the future with the particular strength of our individual identities. And in order for us to do this, we must allow each other our differences at the same time as we recognize our sameness.
We all require and want respect, man or woman, black or white. It's our basic human right.
Wherever there is a human being, I see God-given rights inherent in that being, whatever may be the sex or complexion.
Racism is man's gravest threat to man, the maximum of hatred for a minimum of reason.
Diversity is not about how we differ. Diversity is about embracing one another's uniqueness.
When we're talking about diversity, it's not a box to check. It's a reality that should be deeply felt and held and valued by all of us.
The very serious function of racism is distraction. It keeps you from doing your work. It keeps you explaining over and over again your reason for being.
There is no vaccine for racism.
There comes a time when people get tired of being plunged into the abyss of exploitation and nagging injustice.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Racism isn't born, folks. It's taught. I have a 2-year-old son. You know what he hates? Naps. End of list.
Don't agonize, organize.
Each time a man stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope. And crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring those ripples builds a current that can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance.
The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any.
They don't give you a seat at the seating table? Bring a folding chair.
There's nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered.
I swear to the Lord, I still can't see why democracy means everybody but me.
Even if it makes others uncomfortable, I will love who I am.
Ours is not the struggle of one day, 1 week, or 1 year. Ours is not the struggle of one judicial appointment or presidential term. Ours is the struggle of a lifetime, or maybe even many lifetimes. And each one of us in every generation must do our part.
One of the lessons that I grew up with was to always stay true to yourself and never let what somebody else says distract you from your goals. And so when I hear about negative and false attacks, I really don't invest any energy in them because I know who I am.
Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome while trying to succeed.
As Black women, we are always giving these seemingly devastating experiences that could absolutely break us. But what the caterpillar calls the end of the world the master calls the butterfly. What we do as Black women is take the worst situations and create from that point.
Impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in a world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration, it's a dare. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing.
The battles that count aren't the ones for gold medals. The struggles within yourself, the invisible, inevitable battles inside all of us. That's where it's at.
I had no idea that history was being made. I was just tired of giving up.
We must never forget that Black history is American history. The achievements of African Americans have contributed to this nation's greatness.
We are living in a new era of Black history. And you should want to be on the side that initiates change, rather than sitting on the sidelines that sits and watches it happening. Because it's happening.
Black Lives Matter today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and forever. We will continue to fight for something as simple as our lives and make our voices heard.
A month long in February can't measure the impact Black history has made to Black people.
We fight because we have to, not because we want to. And we will continue to fight until it's the last breath that we take.